I don't know, Caroline Lucas is here with me now, of course, leader of the Greens. Have you ever known anything like this in terms of atmosphere?
I have never known anything like this. I mean, even after a general election, you don't have this. It's just loads and loads of people, very strong feelings. So far it hasn't boiled over. I hope it doesn't. So far people are keeping, I think, in good heart.
Because this is a moment of history.
I think that's what's driven people to come here, particularly today. Obviously some here all the time, but yes, what happens over the next 12 hours, I think, will change the course of history for a long time to come. So it matters to be here.
I don't know if you're a betting woman or not. A safe bet would appear to be that she's going to lose tonight. What would you want to see happening then?
I think the crucial question really is by how much she loses, and I think, to be honest, it's important that she loses by a significant amount so that there's a very clear message that this isn't a question of just rushing back to Brussels and crossing another T and dotting another I. What we've got to have now is a completely different change of tactic. What I would like to see her do is to recognise that there is no support for her deal in Parliament. What she could do is to put it to the people, but if she does that, she needs to do it in a people's vote with the option to remain on the ballot paper. I think that will be the way to resolve the conundrum, if you like, that we're in today.
You use the phrase significant number. You know what I'm going to ask you. What is the number where you're going to go, right?
I think, I am picking a number out of the hat, but I would say anything over about 80. I think it's going to be pretty unlikely that she's going to be able to get anything from Brussels that could possibly begin to chip away at a number that big. To be honest, Brussels has given her as many reassurances as they can, and that hasn't made any difference because they're very clear, and quite understandably so, that they're not going to be about to reopen withdrawal agreement or indeed the political declaration.
There's a lot of management on the expectations on the vote tonight, but what's the atmosphere like inside Parliament at the moment?
I think there is enormous frustration, to be honest. We've just had the Attorney General speak for over an hour, not really addressing the concerns of those who don't support Theresa May's deal, just focusing solely on his own backbenchers around the backstop, but not engaging with lots of the questions from the official opposition, from the SNP, from others on the opposite benches. So I think there's growing anger and frustration that there's just a sense of a government that just simply isn't listening. And they know, and we know, that their deal is going to go down tonight, so it would be a lot more honest to accept that and start to talk now about what we're going to do next.
Now, you've expressed it before, the view that there should be a vote, a people's vote you call it, but another referendum. That will take Parliament, that'll take time. That's something we don't have.
To be honest, I think now that Theresa May has basically wasted a month over December by taking her deal off the table and only coming back just now, that even if in one's wildest imaginations that her deal would go through tonight, I think we would still be looking at having to extend Article 50 because there is so much legislation that would have to be put in place. So I think whatever happens from now, we're going to need that extension to Article 50. So we're going to need time. But what's crucial is that Brussels has made very clear that they would only agree to that extension if it was either for a general election or if it was for a people's vote. So if she wants to get the extra time that she's going to need, then the way to do it, frankly, is to go for a people's vote.
Is there one thing that she could come back with where you might reconsider?
There is nothing in this deal that is going to make me reconsider, and it's not just about the backstop. All of the focus has been on the backstop. But essentially the great irony of this deal is that it comes in the context of a campaign that was all about taking back control, and yet this is a deal that ironically gives away control. In other words, we lose our voice, we lose our vote, we're still subject to many of the EU regulations but without any opportunity to influence it. That makes no sense at all.
You have a long evening ahead of you.
I do.
Caroline Lucas,
Thank you very
much for coming and joining us. Thank you.